We have to start feeling like warriors. We have to channel the higher self. We have to let the children of the cosmos know who they are and what they're breathing life into, that they can speak worlds into existence. And in this moment, I offer a blessing. I offer healing energies to all that is in this planet, to the galaxies, to the worlds upon worlds, the realms, different planes and different universes. And right now you're connecting with the monad, the I am presence, 12 aspects of you, of the I am, that is Christ's consciousness right now. And in this moment, I want you to feel like you're victorious, feel that you're undefeated, and live it. Live your best life in this moment. Live your best life today, and make the decision to not breathe the vibration of lack, to breathe the vibration of limitation, and know that this is the time of manifestation. And the only way to do that is to keep pushing forward. You must keep pushing forward. That is the message for today. And if you're coming into the feed, and receive this within your innermost being, feel this within your heart, feel this within your chakras, feel alive again, feel whole again, feel wholesome once again. Kundalini energy is very strong. Merlin will be pointing his staff and let it go into your heart centers. Block out anything that doesn't resonate and take what resonates and what doesn't resonate. And anything that is keeping you from your highest alignment, from your highest excitement, disregard it and send it back to the sun. But we're all mighty heroes. We're all prophets. We're all people that need to be seen. We are so important. We are so delicate. We are so sacred. We don't even know what we can tap into until we tap into it. Until we have the notion, unless someone reveals it to us, so that we can do it, so that we can make a change today, so we can change the dial, step into our fullest potential today. They have no match to the anointing, no match to the gifting, no match to whatever you tap into. But breathe this frequency, breathe into this. Get it into an elevated state within this moment. Feel like you are the landscape, that you are everything, that you're all that there is, that you're everything that encompasses Christ consciousness. You will receive downloads within your third eye. And I call upon the fire dragons to burn up any negative frequencies. And when I snap my fingers, you'll come back to, you'll be ready to receive this transmission. You'll understand the words. You'll understand the energy behind it. And when I snap my fingers, you will have this thing called self-realization, self-empowerment, self-actualization. It's called becoming God in human form. This is the higher self, the effortless perfection of the higher self, which is God in human form, which is the oracle of love, light, and wisdom, which is your true nature, your true calling, and your true grace. So take a deep breath. Take one last deep breath. And after I snap my fingers, the transmission will begin. But receive this blessing. I pray over the world. I pray over your lives. I pray over everyone in this universe. Everybody who's in darkness, let there be light. That we may walk in the shadow of the valley of death, but we fear no evil. Hello, this is White Wolf. It's time to not be defeated, to not be kicked down, to not be silenced, to be who we really are in our true form. And this is Cigars and Spirituality, episode 8. It's called Undefeated. And I'm going to start putting a title on these videos, but I want you guys to understand is that we have scars, but the scars allow us to tell stories. And within this mentality of being undefeated, not being undefeated in the mind, being undefeated in your consciousness, being undefeated in your heart. Some of us have been kicked around too long. Some of us have been persecuted and silenced for just way too long. But it's time for the lions to roar. It's time for us to express ourselves. It's time for us to step into our highest alignment. It's time for us to become who we are, who we were destined to be. And you have to tap in to your true grace, and you have to use your words of wisdom to activate heart healing within millions and millions of people. The time is now, and we are the mentors of the children of the cosmos. We have to understand that we're the teachers of the new generation. And they're not going to understand what's happening to them. They're not going to understand the densities of consciousness. They're not going to understand how to go through this experience unless we reveal and reflect something to these new children, because they understand this knowledge. They understand this wisdom. They just need a little bit of mentorship. We all need a little bit of mentorship. But when we awaken, we are having the resurrection. We are having a rebirth. We are having a metaphysical baptism, crucible sort of situation. We have to have these crucibles. We have to empty ourselves out. We have to really hold our feet to the carpet, hold our feet to the fire, and truly embrace the light and empty ourselves out and clean ourselves out so that we're cleaned out, so that we're cleared out, so that we're emptied out, so that we're purified to be able to speak this truth into existence. We have the power to speak worlds into existence. We have the power to do many things, but we question ourselves. We doubt ourselves. We tell ourselves that we can't do it. We tell ourselves to play it safe. But now is the time to not tell ourselves and empower ourselves and have this self-realization that we can do this, that we have the will, we have the power, we have the grace, we have the charge. And what you guys have to understand, if we have the power, if we have the grace, if we have the charge, then nothing is stopping us, but it's our own belief systems. It's our own human conditioning that sort of stop us, that sort of put a compression on it. We can't constrict. We can't resist. We can just let be, let it go, drop it, leave it, let it go, send it back to source. But But if you do something to inspire someone every single day, if you wake up every morning thankful that you're alive, having the gratitude, having the bliss, knowing that you can enjoy your life, you can make a decision to enjoy your life for what it is and what it represents for you, and that this whole life is a representation of your redemption and your freedom. It's a testament. It's a living testament. It's a living prophecy that you must fulfill within this life. So what I want you guys to understand is that every day you get another try, you get another reason to live, you get another calling. And your calling is something that you're already living. You're already living your calling. You're already doing what you want to do in your life. So what you guys got to understand is that nobody's stopping you. Nobody's resisting you. It's only ourselves, that resist our creation, that resist and constrict and suppress. So don't suppress your creativity. If you want to write poetry, write poetry. If you want to script your life, script your life. If you want to write in a meditative state, write in that meditative state. Just do it. It's like Nike. It's very simple. Just fucking do it. Don't question yourself. Don't care what other people think. Don't care what your family thinks. Don't care what your past teachers think of you, because the vibration that you're in right now, the moment that you're in right now, is the moment where you need to really revitalize yourself, charge yourself, and empower yourself, act on the things, and just ask big. Ask big and call it in, and understand that all of these steps that you're taking is catapulting you into your destiny, into your soul craft, into the times of contemplation, of meditation, which leads to a destiny. Each step that you take, every chance that you take, every breath that you're taking is taking you one step into your alignment. It's trying to snap you back in. It's trying to call you to new directions. It's trying to make divine connections. So make those divine connections. Try to seek out people. Try to seek out ideas. We all have very big ideas in this life, but it's all about implementing them. It's all about really putting them out there, not caring, not giving a fuck how it looks to people. And it's not in an attempt to piss people off, but it's in an attempt to be your most authentic self, to be the authentic expression, to be all that you can be, to be all that there is, be everything that you want to be in this moment, be the superhero that you want to be. You get a choice. It's kind of like Halloween, but it's not so dark and drab and muck and mire, but it's of love and light. It's of heaven on earth. It's of the windows of heaven are being laid at your feet, dear beloved. It's like the windows of heaven are being laid at your feet, dear beloved. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a very liberating thing. It's a very freeing thing when you just do what you're called to do, to live the calling, to be the essence of the calling. It's a very liberating thing. It's a beautiful thing. When you know that you're your calling and you're living it, and every day that you get a choice to be the inspiration, to be the creation, to be the manifestation, and everything stems from manifestation. But if you can't place it right here, right now, and write down on a piece of paper of what you want right here, right now, ever present, then everything is useless, because you're going to be waiting on the future. You're going to be lingering in the past. But the only way to create what you want to create in this life is to be present, is to be right here, is to be right now, is to do things that are relevant, and don't do things that are irrelevant. It's very simple. So, but you got to ask, you got to seek out. You have to be the intense seeker of love and light. You have to search within yourself. You have to feel like you're unstoppable, feel like you're undefeated, feel as if nobody can get in your way, that there's no obstacle that can get in your way of what you want out of your life. And just be open to the idea. Be open to the idea that your life can change in the matter of 24 hours. Be open to that idea. Ask for things as you're going around on your day-to-day, moment-to-moment things. While you're at the grocery store, while you're doing this, while you're putting a table together, keep asking, asking. But don't just believe that you can receive. Just sort of know that you've already received it. Just know, just have that inner knowing. Just have the knowledge that I don't know, but allows me to know more, to understand more, to accumulate more, to do more, to be more, to try to see more. But it's all about how we're asking. It's all about how we want the change and how we're becoming the change. It's not about begging for the change. It's not about going through terrible things to achieve that said thing, but it's all about doing the said thing and being the said thing and knowing that you are no thing, but you are the I am, doing the I am, projecting the I am, creating the I am, manifesting the I am, being all that you are in doing so. It's very beautiful. It's very liberating. It's very freeing. It allows you to just say, fuck it. I know that everything I want is in store. It's already present. It's already here. It's already made manifest. It allows you to accelerate. And we want to accelerate. We want to have this very fast. We want it now. We're like that J.G. Wentworth commercial. I need cash now. So ask for the finances. Ask for the divine connections. Ask. Pray. I pray all the time. I pray every time before I go to sleep at night. I pray very hard. But it's not just the prayer, but just knowing that you've already manifested it, knowing that it's already here, even though it may be downloaded in your consciousness, it might not be slapping you in the face, but it's already here. It's already called in. It's already ever present. It's already here. So call it in. Say, yes, I have this. Yes, I have that. I already have it. I don't need to think about it. It doesn't become a thought form. It doesn't become a concept. It doesn't become complaining. It just becomes a fact as you see it, an observation as you see it. It's just, you know. You just know. You know that that the world has me in the palm of their hand. Everything I touch turns to gold. I believe in the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I'm not a pastor, but there's a way to balance out things. There's a way to balance out your life. There's a way to become the balance. And it doesn't matter what the fuck your zodiac sign is. It just means that you can balance out your life. You can make things become balanced. And that's what we're trying to do when we awaken. We're trying to become a balanced entity. We're trying to become a person that's strong-willed, that has a lot of willpower, that has a lot of confidence, courage, not easily stumped. That's what we're stepping into. That's the new energy. It's not always going to tickle your fancy necessarily. It's not going to tickle your fancy. It's not going to make you feel like a fairy princess and a Knight Templar's knight. It's just not. It's just not. It's not always going to make you feel, but sometimes we need those harsh truths. Sometimes we really need to look at ourselves and understand that the way we've been living life is all wrong. It's not right. It doesn't help anybody. It's not helping me. It's not helping the people around me. So let me change my life in the matter of a nanosecond. Let me change my life in a nanosecond. Let me make a decision to utterly change my life. It doesn't need to be this way. It doesn't need to be that way. But what I need it to be is present. It needs to be here right now. But just because it's not here right now doesn't mean that things are going on behind the scenes that you don't know about, that the archangels have you in the palm of their hand, that your guides, and it's all about connecting to those guides. It's all about connecting to your higher self. It's all about connecting to that effortless perfection, because it is perfection. It's profound perfection. That's what it is. And it is profound because that's the only way that you tap into your inspiration, tap into who you are, and become all that you were created to be. That's how you make big, commanded sort of blessings. And it's very liberating. You just got to ask big. You can't settle for less. And sometimes in life, we're always settling for less. We're always settling for what's safe. We're always settling that we have to work really hard to do something that we love, and we don't have to work hard at all. We shouldn't make it a chore. We shouldn't make it a chore. It should not be a chore. It should be fun. Your creation and your manifestation. And it's not about the destination. It's about the destiny. And it's not always about the answer, but it's always about the question. You always have to understand that it's not about the answer, but it's always about the question. It's always about what's here. What's here right now? What's the space that I can create so I can create more and develop more and integrate more and heal more and empower more, and just boom. It's like boom. It just blows up, and it's like a rush of God source energy. And it's a very beautiful thing. Once you tap into it, there's some people who are watching right now or who are going to watch that don't even know what they're tapping into. They don't even know how brilliant they are, how wondrous they are, how miraculous they are. They don't even know. But it's in the not knowing that you learn more. It's in the not knowing that you become masterful. It's in the not knowing and the learning and being the apprentice and having some mentorship. And then it's when you can be a master. It's when you can step into your full power and own it and claim it and be it and see it and dream it and speak into existence. It allows you to be the master. But we all start as the apprentice. And it's okay. But some people are not okay with that. But it's okay that you start off as the apprentice. But how are you going to have these stories that you're going to tell one day if you didn't go through these tough times, if you didn't go through these times where you had trials and tribulations and challenges and reflections and catalysts? It all comes with the journey. But you got to understand that you can't beat yourself up. That you got to stick with it. You got to roll the dice. You got to see where it lands, lay your heart bare on a silver platter, and understand that everything in this life is trying to get you out of your comfort zone. It's trying to stretch us out to the point where we just don't care anymore, or we just don't give a fuck. We're just unfuckwithable. I don't know if that's a word. But you just can't be fucked with. And you just have to really care about your alignment above all else. You just have to care about what speaks to you, what resonates, what builds you up, not what tears you down. But we always focus on what tears us down, on what limits us, on what makes us stagnant, what makes us limited, how we're going to play it safe. But every time that you don't take a risk and you don't do what you need to do when you need to do it, it's actually limiting you. It's actually keeping you stuck. It's actually not helping you whatsoever. But a risk is only scared to take until you take that risk, until you jump off the cliff, until you dive into the essential oils source and breathe life into your life. And be positive and be wondrous and be awesome. Be awesome in this place. Be awesome on the earth. And as you smile at the earth, the earth will smile back at you. What you have to understand is that you keep complaining, you keep doing the same causes, the same effects, the same decisions, the same friends, the same this, the same that. It's just going to stay the same. Your life's not going to change. But you can bitch all day long that you want change, and then you're not willing to do anything about it. You're not doing the required actions for the said change. And it takes a lot of rebellion. It takes being rebellious to really stick your neck out there and to really step into who you are. And if you didn't have freedom, you wouldn't be rebellious. And if you didn't have freedom, you wouldn't be traveling. You wouldn't be quantum leaping into your journey. You wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now if you didn't know who you are. You didn't know your truth. You didn't know your words of wisdom. You didn't know this and you didn't know that. But it's in the not knowing that you kind of know a lot. You kind of get to know more instead of just saying, oh, I know this, I know that, and be whatever a human being is. So we're trying to transcend the human condition. But if you don't empower yourself with everything else, if you don't really love who you are, then all of this is rather pointless. If you don't feel undefeated, all of this is pointless. It's just pointless. It really is. And I feel like a lot of times we self-sabotage ourselves because we tell ourselves that we can't do this, that we can't manifest that we're not great, that we're not awesome. And when we say those things, we're saying a lot of things about ourselves. It's called projection. But we can use projection in a very beautiful way. We just have to project what we want, project our creation, project our manifestation, ask big, say that I want that cigar, I want those suits, I want this, I ask for that, and I'm asking big, but I'm asking it as if I've already manifested it. Instead of ask, believe, and receive, and you don't receive anything, and you watch The Secret, and you sort of wasted your time, even though I don't think it's a waste of time to watch that movie, because that was one of the first things that I watched that enabled me to talk about these things. And I used to say that a lot, but over the years, I've changed my message. And what you really got to do is that you have to ask as if the whole thing has already happened. You have to ask as if you've already done it. That's already here. That's already present. And if you don't stay present with anything, then it's rather useless. And then you're going to get your feelings hurt, and you're going to get off your spiritual journey, and you're going to blame everything else when you should be just blaming yourself, because everything is a reflection to get you into alignment. Every catalyst that you've ever had is trying to get you into alignment. Everything that's ever happened to you that you call mistakes are just reflections to show you what you need to do. So the only person that we can be mad at is ourselves, but it's the way that we carry ourselves. It's the way that we go about our day. It's the way that we become who we are. It's the way that we do this. It's the way that we do that. But we have to understand that it has to be empowered. It has to have power. It has to have alignment. It has to be, has to be your life. This has to be who you are. And if it's not, then you're not going to take it as serious as you should take it. But at the same time, I'm not telling you to take it too serious and don't make it fun. But you got to have that balance. You have to have a lot of balance with that said manifestation, with that energy that you're trying to create. So it's all about balance on the spiritual journey. If you don't have any balance, then it's going to make you upset a lot. You got to live your life, but you also got to live your calling. But you have to already know that you're living the calling. You already know that you're manifesting, creating, projecting all the time. You have to understand that's what you're doing all the time. It's what you're doing all the time. We don't realize it. We don't know it. We don't get it. And partly, as my message has changed and matured and got cultivated, more refined, I've noticed that I'm very non-hesitant to say what needs to be said. I'm very non-hesitant to say what needs to be said. The truth needs to be spoken. Your voices need to be heard. The lions have to roar. The children of the cosmos need to speak. It is your time. It is now. It is everything. So there's so many people out there that are not putting themselves out there, but I'm here to tell you that you're important, that people need to hear your voices, that people need to know who you are, that people need to see you because you're important to this whole universe. You're very, very important. But you just got to realize how important you are. You just got to realize that this is now. This is all or never, which there really is never at all, or death. That's another topic for another day. Because we are the soul, and that's all we need to identify ourselves with, is the soul that takes this vessel. It's kind of like the show Supernatural with the angel Castiel. We can look at ourselves quite like that. We may not act like that, but we are the soul taking this vessel. So no matter what you do, no matter what you say, if none of your teachings, none of your words, none of anything that you do, if it's not empowered, if it's not filled with love, because love cannot be controlled or manipulated. It all has to stem back from your love for yourself, your love for the world, your love for this universe. It all stems from love. It all comes from the same place. It all comes from love. Love cannot be controlled or manipulated or discombobulated or deconstructed. Love will always reign free. It just always will. Love is freeing. Love is everything of the spiritual journey. It is you. It is me. What is inside of me is inside of you. And what you have to understand is that it all goes back to the transcendent love that God Source Energy gives to all of his children. The house of God, if you will, is very humongous. It is not small. It's wondrous, it's magical, it's miraculous, it's supernaturally organic. And what you have to understand is that you are supernaturally organic. You have to realize that all prophetic things that has ever happened is inside of you. That has ever happened in the Bible, that has ever happened in real life, that has ever happened just someone taking their video camera and posting someone doing something very psychic. It's all energy. It's all truth. It may be coming from a different source, but it is all truth because it is source. It's autonomous knowledge. Autonomous knowledge is the knowledge of not knowing, and you're not directly pulling from a source, but you're directly pulling from source. It's a very amazing thing. So we just have to have this one principle, that we can't be shaken, that we can't be stopped, that we're undefeated, that we have scars that tell stories. We have white knuckles. But they all made us who we are today. All of the hard times, all of the times of integration, the manifestation, the destination, which is the destiny which leads you to many journeys upon infinite number of journeys and realities and parallel realities, alternate realities, all coalescing inside of one, because you're trying to perfect the infinite reality, which is you, which is me. And I say children of the cosmos because I feel like a lot of them are already here. I feel like there's a lot of people that are going to be coming out very, very soon that are going to be very, very powerful. And I've said this a lot on my other live feeds, but it's still relevant now. Because they need teachers, they need mentors, they need people to teach them this stuff, because they'll run wild and they won't understand it. So be who you are against all faults. Go against everything that you once knew, and know that you don't know, but allows you to know more. And understand that It may cost you a lot of things, but it's costing you all the things that are limiting you, that are suppressing you, that are controlling you, that it's us stop giving our power away. We have to be powerful. And we have to be seen. And we have to push the issue of authenticity and speak the truth. Speak our truth. Speak your truth. Be comfortable with it. And once you do that, it's very freeing, because once you share, it's very caring. And it's very daring. It's daring to be different. I used to never like that saying, but I like it now because I became a light worker. And all of us are just daring to be different. We truly are. We're trying to break barriers. We're trying to break the generational curse. We're trying to perfect the mess that we agreed to with the veil of forgetfulness, not forgiveness. Well, it could be forgiveness, but forgetfulness. But just know that you are not alone. You have people that love you. You have people that are speaking into your lives, even if you don't know it. Just know that you are loved, and yet you are precious, that you are sacred, that you are a gift. You are a gift, dear beloved. And we just want to see you shine your light. We want to see you. We want to touch you. We want to give you a big hug. But it's like Jesus and the woman went to touch his robe. That's the touching I'm talking about. We want to make you feel comfortable with who you are and what's happening to you, and that you're not alone. And that you have a soul tree and you have a soul family. And that the anointing cannot be contested with. It just can't. It's already set in stone. You agreed to this. But the time is now to shed your light to the world and feel undefeated, feel unstoppable, feel unbreakable, ungraspable. And just mold yourself in this time and be like a sponge, soaking up all of these frequencies, these energies. And be rebellious as fuck. Be rebellious. Go against everything that you once knew and find your truth. Find out what it is that makes you feel whole. Find out what it is that completes you. And this is White Wolf signing off. And so it is. Dear beloved, you are so sacred. You are so loved. And just be all that you can be. And become the transcendence. White Wolf signing off. And so it is.